Alright, now on this part of the notes, it says, identify the equations below that represent a direct variation. If yes, then identify the constant of variation. Well, direct variation is always going to look like this. Y equals constant times x. There's never going to be any plus or minus or anything else. So, let's just look at a few, and then we'll move on. Let's look at number 5. Constant times x. Yes, this is direct variation, and my constant is 3. Constant times s. Yes, it's always negative 4/5. So this is direct variation, and my constant is negative 4/5. Y equals 2. Is this direct variation? No. Here's why. It does not have an x. All direct variations have to look like y equals constant times x. If there's no x or there's no constant, it's not direct variation. Number 8. Now, I know this one looks different, but to get it to y equals, all we have to do is divide by 2, right? So we get y equals 5/2x. So is that direct variation? Yes. And your constant is 5/2. On number 9, dead giveaway, -4. Direct variation will never have a plus or minus in there, so this is no. Number 10, y equals negative x. Well, remember, our constant is that sneaky 1, so this one is a yes, and our k value is just negative 1. Number 11, yes or no? Yes. We can get rid of that 2 and get it to y equals by dividing. We get y equals 1/2x. So this one is yes, and the constant is equal to 1/2. On number 12. Now this one is probably going to be no, but let's go ahead and solve it into y equals so we can check. So move our x. 2y equals negative 4x plus 6, divide by y. We get y equals negative 2x plus 3. Because of this plus 3, this one's a no. Now, let's look at 13. Even though it looks like it may not be, let's go ahead and get it into y equals. So move my x. That cancels. I get y equals negative 5x. So this one is a yes, and my constant is negative 5. Let's flip over to the back really quick. So to look at this on a graph, it should have a few things in there. First off, it's always going to be a constant. There's never going to be a plus or minus. And because of that, it's always going to go through 0, 0. So on a graph, please write this in your notes. Always goes through the origin, which is the point 0, 0. So, on number 14, is this direct variation? Does it go through the origin? Yes. What's the slope? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. So this is y equals 3/2x. And that's our constant. Now on this one, does it go through the origin? No. Not direct variation. Could we get the equation? Yes. We would get y equals, my slope goes down 1 and over 1, 2, so it's negative 1/2 x. But it starts at 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to be plus 4. Because of that, plus 4, this is not direct variation. 16, does it go through? Yes. So we know this is direct variation. Sorry, I should have written yes on this one too. Yes. And then our rate, this one it goes down 1 and over 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's just going to be y equals negative 1/4x. On number 12, does it go through origin? Yes. So now let's just find a rate. This goes up 1, 2, 3, goes over 1, 2, 3, 3 over 3, which is 1. So it's y equals, you can write it as 1x, but remember, it's going to be that sneaky one. They usually won't write it. So y equals x. And your k value is just going to be 1. I'm going to stop the video here. We'll do the last part of the notes next.